Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of MyYES Weekly right here on YesNetwork.com. I'm Joe Oriema. With me, as always, is Glenn Giangrandy. And Glenn, another exciting edition of MyYES Weekly we have on tap here. And we always start out with our first segment, MyYES Fandemonium. So, what's in MyYES Fandemonium this week?
Well, we're going to start off with a post from the forum, courtesy of Love the Yanks. The post titled, I'm Very Concerned, and the topic, Alex Rodriguez. Love the Yanks, very concerned that A-Rod's oblique injury is nowhere near 100% healed, more like 75%. The way he's swinging the bat, you can tell it's not the same as 2 weeks ago when he was ripping the ball. Maybe he should sit a couple of games against Detroit, and the Yankees should put in Chavez. It would be terrible if he worsens it and has to go on the 15-day DL. Now, I'm not one to speculate, but if you look at the numbers, Love the Yanks might have a point, Joe. He had the low back and oblique stiffness. He left one game early,
Right.
missed a couple of games. Through May 3rd, 11 games since that injury, the dual injuries rather, A-Rod only hitting 163. If you're going by numbers, you got to think about it.
Not agree. Can't a guy just have a little bit of a slump during the season? And we're going to look at a retort by Alex Rodriguez, X or 10, if you're going to go by Roman numerals. I think he just had a bad homestand. He said in an interview that the oblique injury is in the past. I agree, it is in the past. You know, this is a guy who was down in spring training, hitting the cover off the ball. The first 2 weeks of the season looked like he was in MVP form. Why can't a guy just have a bad homestand or a bad stretch without people saying, oh, it's an injury? I'm sorry, I can't agree with
So
that.
basically, Love the Yanks, wrong.
Well, according to you, he's right. So we're going to move on to the tweet of the week now. Okay, so the first tweet of the week comes from one of our faithful here, Nina Said So. Jeter likes American Idol, Jorge likes Friends, Grandy likes Saved by the Bell. They're just like us. Laugh out loud. And you know what? They are just like us. Jessica Spano, you are not fit to go to Harvard. And you know, you gotta love the television shows that these guys love. They're children from our era. I'm a Cheers guy. You know that.
I love Cheers, one of my favorites of all time. Right now, I'm watching The Voice. I'm on The Killing. I know you love The Killing.
Oh, The Killing is good. Okay, we're going to move on to our second tweet. Our second tweet is from OSing91. My professor threw us a curveball today for the finance exam. We used formulas and tables for time value stuff, but had to do a complex algebra. What?
Yeah, I tested out of math at Quinnipiac, so Osing, best of luck to you. I'm no help.
Yeah, sorry. All right, we're going to check out the third tweet this week.
Our third tweet of the week, it's a little questionable in my humble opinion. It comes to us via the Nesson Twitter feed, and but it's not talking about a Red Sox. Orioles outfielder Luke Scott not convinced Barack Obama's birth certificate is real. Joe, I've got to be honest. President Obama was elected in 2008. Re-election is coming up in 2012. I think somewhere along the line, the president had to have told or shown somebody that he is indeed an American citizen.
Luke Scott, please stop. It's over. We have more important things going on in the world, and you're still a birther. He showed the birth certificate. It's over. Please, let's move on. This guy is
Scott
just...
has said a few politically questionable things over the last 6 or 8 months, but this takes the taco. No way. Let's all just move on.
You know what? I'm going to say it. Luke Scott, you're a moron. I'm going to say it. You are a moron. Okay. Moving on to photos of the week. Glenn, what do we have here?
Number 5, we've got a user showing us their tats. DTom516. We've got the Yankee hat and bat logo with an eagle as number 5, and number 4, what appears to be a very angrily motivated Yankee with the bat in hand. Both tattoos that look good, and we all know that fandom is for life, so D-Tom won't ever have to get these removed.
You gotta love the Yankee tats. That's what we have here on MyYES Weekly. Show us your tats. Wait. Okay. Number 3 from Rob3BX New York, showing us his Yankees kicks. We're going from tattoos to kicks. These guys are big Yankee fans. You gotta love it.
Doesn't matter how you show your love.
Show your love. Show your love.
Number 2 in the photos from Sportello's 1, hanging out with some friends and family at the stadium. Everyone looking like they're having a great time.
I gotta have a good time at the stadium.
Always
love
do.
the stadium.
Love
okay. Number 1 coming from Kevin Sullivan, our very own Kevin Sullivan here at YesNetwork.com. He took a picture down in spring training of David Wells, okay, behind the cage looking at batting practice. Only he can get away with looking at batting practice wearing shorts and sandals. You gotta love David Wells.
It's important to be comfortable in spring training, no matter who you are.
As Cliff Clavin once said, it's all about comfortable shoes, Glenn.
You're loving Cheers. That was actually the finale, I think, when he had
Yes,
that
it
whole
was.
little soliloquy.
It's one of my favorite soliloquies of all time, from the man, the postal worker of the year, Cliff Clavin.
The Kirstie Alley years better than the Shelley Long years.
Agreed. Okay, now we're going to check out the video this week, and the video, it's just a look back at Lou Gehrig's, infamous speech. Somebody posted the movie
Famous
version.
speech, you mean?
Yes, famous speech. It is the Gettysburg Address of all of baseball. Gary Cooper in Pride of the Yankees, showing off his acting chops here as he plays Lou Gehrig.
Let's have a look.
People all say that I've had a bad break. But today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Glenn, that movie still holds up after all of these years. That was done not, too far after Lou Gehrig actually did his speech, his famous, speech to the Yankee Stadium crowd. Still gets me every time, still pulls at the heartstrings. And, Gary Cooper just played that role so well and looked like Lou Gehrig. Amazing.
Without
Amazing
question,
movie.
one of the most emotional performances in a sporting-related movie. You got that right up there, the Newt Rockne All-American, the Windward Gipper speech, Brian's song. Just
Yeah.
Tremendous emotional cinema when it comes to sports.
Newt Rockne, played by our former president, Ronald Reagan. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. That's the worst Ronald Reagan ever. Wow, I'm no Rich Little, I gotta tell you.
He's always exceeded his imitation quota. I think he had one earlier in the show. You're cut off.
You can catch us here on MyYES Weekly, Facebook,
Every
Twitter, of course, MyYES. Hit us up on the forum, write some blogs. We're even going to try to do some Skyping here, so get people to show us what you got with questions. So that might be coming in the near future. Glenn, it's
Yes.
always a pleasure doing
I love
MyYES
being
Weekly.
here. Thank you, man.
Okay. Well, for Glenn Giangrandi, I'm Joe Oriema saying we'll see you next time on MyYES Weekly.